So we'll see about the science behind this, the causes, effects, and remedies, and then the types. Okay, smog is one form of an air pollution caused by a tiny particles in air, which is not coming under, which is not going to be classified under PM. It is going to be classified under gaseous pollutants only. Okay, so that you have to keep it in mind. Smog comes under gaseous pollutants. So next thing is the term smog was first coined in 1905 by an Professor Dr. Henry Annotain Desvox to describe the combination of smoke and fog. We'll call it as a smog. So it is an hazy mixture of heavily polluted air that can form in cities due to the emission of sulfur dioxide and aerosols from burning the fossil fuels in various power plants and industry where they use coal and oil as the primary sources of ignition. Okay, the fuel for ignition. So then it has been generally found in winter under a calm, stable, and moist condition. The meteorological condition here it is going to be calm, stable, and moist condition. We have some humidity factors as well. So next one is the term is now being applied to forms of severe air pollution, particularly in urban areas that they restrict visibility and people suffer because of that, like breathing problems and asthma அந்த மாதிரி பிரச்சனைலாம் வரும். ஸோ இப்போ வந்து ஸ்மாக் வந்து இன்னும் ரொம்பவே ஒரு இன்னும் ஈஸிலி பீன் அட்ரஸ்ட் ஏர் பொல்யூட்டன் ப்ராப்ளமாக வந்து ஈஸியாக நமக்கு எல்லாருக்குமே தெரிய வருது. If you go on for classification, so it can be classified as industrial smog or a classic smog. Another one is photochemical smog. Okay, so rendu type classical or industrial. Another one is photochemical smog. So what is industrial smog? So classic smog or industrial smog which forms in areas with high water vapor and high level of sulfur emission, usually from burning the coal. So if you have a water vapor pressure or your humidity is very low, and at the same time you are going to emit the high level of sulfur from the industry, then we will have a classic formation or classic smog formation. Sulfur particles which dissolve into water droplets to form sulfuric acid in the atmosphere, while coal soot darkens the skies. So this I have already while seeing the flue gas desulfurization process how sulfur will change its form. S length SO2, SO2 to SO3 and SO3 plus water H2SO4 wherever state எடுத்துட்டே இருக்கும். So one such is your sulfur particles which dissolves into water vapor or the water droplets that are present in the atmosphere to form sulfuric acid, which is being very, very toxic. This type of smog is most commonly associated with London, and hence it's being referred to as London smog or sulfurous smog, and causes darkish brown color for the atmosphere. Okay, so your industrial smog is also called as London smog or sulfur smog, because of which it is being mostly associated with that. I'll explain you more on this in the upcoming slide. The main constant of London type smog is soot, and it's also contain large quantities of fly ash, sulfur dioxide, sodium chloride, and then calcium sulfate particles. These are some particles that are present in the smog. Not only sulfur, we have sodium chloride and calcium sulfate particles along with fly ash. So if you say about the reaction, how it happens is if concentrations are high, the sulfur dioxide can react with atmospheric hydroxide to form sulfuric acid that can precipitate into a acid rain. Okay, which is also very, very toxic for us. So SO2 plus OH, HOSO2, HOSO2 plus O2, we have HO2 plus SO3. This SO3 on further reaction with H2O will get H2SO4. Similarly, carbon C plus O2, carbon dioxide, 2 molecules of carbon with 2 molecules of oxygen. We have 2 atoms and molecules of oxygen. We have 2 CO, carbon monoxide. Then S plus O2, SO2, that's further SO2 with oxygen, SO3. Again SO3 with H2O will get H2SO4, and ammonia plus this H2SO4 we have NH4 twice SO4. So all these are the chemical reactions happening in a matter of time once you are going to emit something into the atmosphere. When you have fog effect, that is we are having some low humidity, which leads to formation of some water droplets in the atmosphere. Then coming on to the photochemical smog, it is a haze created when sunlight reaches with the primary pollutants like nitrogen oxide and volatile organic compounds that can be found in the fossil fuel emissions, which is coming from the automobiles, factories, and power plants. Then the reaction created, so here you can easily classify. So it is going to be the haze that is being created from the sunlight. So this sunlight is going to react with the primary pollutants that are present in the atmosphere or that are coming out from the industries. Last case level also number, and this is smog will react with water vapors. Here the sunlight. Okay, the oxygen alone is going to be there. Sorry, sunlight with the help of sunlight is going to be form a photochemical reaction that results in photochemical smog or Los Angeles smog. There is reaction created here for the secondary pollutants and are characterized by higher concentration of large variety of pollutants such as nitrogen oxide, O3 ozone, CO carbon monoxide, hydrocarbons, and aldehydes, which is responsible for headaches and eye irritations and sometimes sulfuric acid as well. So photochemical smog is a problem in large cities around the world, and it's been best implement or best can be seen in Los Angeles, Mexico City, etc. So this is the photochemical reaction that has been happening. N2 plus O2, I have told you already, N2 is going to be 79% in the atmosphere and O2 is going to be 21% in the atmosphere. These two reacts with the help of heat. So we have combustion process happening and it is being transferred to us as 2NO, nitrogen oxide. As it goes to the troposphere or in the higher heights, so 2NO2 with oxygen will have nitrogen oxide. Again, this nitrogen oxide with water we have nitric acid. Then this nitrogen oxide with UV radiation we have NO formation plus O. This O on reaction with oxygen we have ozone O3, which is a photochemical zone. Hydrocarbons that is being emitted from the industry upon mixing with O2 and NO we have PANs, peroxide nitrites, and then O and O3 plus hydrocarbons we have aldehydes. So this peroxide nitrites, aldehydes, nitric acid, nitrogen dioxide, ozone, all these are very dangerous gaseous pollutants. So their chemical reactions is something different, which has been more related with the water particles or water droplets, whereas here it has been majorly with, you can see here, it's all with maximum with O3 or O2 or oxygen in presence of heat. So this can be comes to a comparison like Los Angeles smog is been also called as photochemical smog. Here London smog is also called as classic smog. So components here, if you see in London smog, it's cool smoke SO2 and then stringent air, that is fog, whereas there auto exhaust CO, NOx, ROG, sunlights are the components. And then we have seen the chemistry and reactions already. We'll move on further on classification. So this how when it was observed. So it was first observed in London in 1952. So hence it's been named after that. So London smog. And similarly here it has been observed in 1943 in the city Los Angeles. So it is being named after that. It's not only it is going to happen only in London or Los Angeles. It was first observed there. Okay, so the name has been coined based on that. So it involves smoke and fog, that is London smog. The word smog is a misnomer here as it does not involve any smoke or fog. So it's going to be a natural process, photochemical process. It is formed due to the presence of SO2 and humidity in the air, which combine to form H2SO4, which deposits on the particles. Here it has been formed due to the photochemical reaction with sunlight in presence of oxygen, air, hydrocarbons, whatever that are coming out from the industry. So it is reduced in character chemically. It is reducing mixture and it's called as reducing smog. Whereas this has been oxidizing in nature, it is going to get oxidized. So this will be called as oxidizing smog, that is photochemical smog is going to be called as oxidizing smog. Then the London smog, it causes irritations, as already told you, lung problems and asthma issues and all will come here. This will cause irritation to the eyes and some skin allergies and all will form. Then the London smog, it is formed in month of winter, particularly in the morning hours when temperature is very, very low. Here it has been formed in the month of summer, vice versa, where your temperature will be very, very high during afternoon. That's what I said, temperature is going to be very, very high when there is a bright sunlight, so that the photochemical reaction will take place easily. So reduction, how can you reduce? In simple terms, addition of hydrogen you can reduce, whereas here you can in addition of oxygen will have a oxidation process. This is a typical diagram or image showing the London smog and then the Los Angeles smog. Then the effects. The major constant of smog, with the exception of CO2, are powerful poisons. Smoke reducing visibility and create an unattractive haze on the horizon. Photochemical smoke causes irritation. We have seen irritation is not due to O3, but it's due to pans and traces of hydrocarbons. Smoke can make breathing problem, that is breathing will be very, very difficult. Smog is going to be the responsible for that. And smog pollution can also damage crops, plants, and can cause harms to pet animals, farm animals. Smog has also been known to cause corrosion damages to the buildings and vehicles. How can you rectify this? What are the remedies? So conservation of energy, from the beginning we are insisting on this conservation of energy conservation. So at work, at home, and everywhere, wherever you go, can go for conservation of energy. Look for the Energy Star label when buying home or other equipment. So there you can see how far it is being conservative. You can see carpool. You can use public transport instead of cars, bikes, and private vehicles. Consider purchasing portable gasoline container labeled with spill-proof when available. Be sure your tires are properly inflated. Use environmental safe paints and cleaning products whenever possible. Then you can use the leaves as a compost, or you can use the yard waste as a smog disposal area. Avoid burning leaves, trashes, and other materials. So this is it for smog